Dear students, welcome to today's class. Today's concept is one of the deadly disorder seen among human population. Yes, our today's concept is AIDS. So this disease was first reported in the year 1981, and in the last 25 years and so it has spread all over the world and millions of people were died, so that this is one of the deadly disorder have seen among human population. Let us understand the meaning of this word. What is mean by AIDS? So the word AIDS stands for acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. What is mean by acquired? So this disease is acquired during the lifetime of an individual. This is not an inborn disease. This disease is not seen in the child when it is in the mother womb. So unless and until the mother is get infected, it is not seen in the fetus. So that it is a kind of acquired disease. It is acquired during the lifetime of an individual. So because of this disease, one of the system will become very weak in our body. So that is nothing but immune system. Yes. So AIDS will suppress us immune system in the patient. So the patient will become very sensitive. That means he can't tolerate even the minor infections caused by bacteria, virus or fungi, because its system, immune system will become very weak. He is not able to tolerate these small infections caused by any of the pathogen. So that his body will show many symptoms. That means lots of symptoms can be seen at a time in the patient. So the group of symptoms is very common in the patient, that is nothing but syndrome. So syndrome is nothing but group of symptoms. Clear? So it is, the meaning of AIDS is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. So this is an acquired disease. So because of this disease, immune system will become very weak and it will show lots of symptoms. So that means group of symptoms will appear in the patient. So this is the meaning of this word. And in this slide you can see the symbol. So this is the symbol used to create awareness about this disorder. Yes, what is the causative agent of AIDS? So AIDS is caused by a pathogen, that is HIV. So HIV is nothing but human immune deficiency virus. So this virus is belonging to the group of viruses called retrovirus. So what is the reason why HIV is belonging to retrovirus? So retroviruses, they are having one unique enzyme in them to replicate in the host cell. So name of that enzyme is reverse transcriptase enzyme. So HIV also consists of reverse transcriptase enzyme, so that it is belonging to retrovirus group. What is the function of this enzyme? So when the virus will inject its RNA into the host cell, it will be get converted into DNA. So this is the first process takes place in the host cell uh, during the time of infection. So this process, that means the conversion of RNA into DNA, is activated by reverse transcriptase enzyme. So this is commonly seen in all the retroviruses. So you can observe in the diagram. So the outermost coat of the virus is protein, and that protein coat will be protecting RNA genome. So this is the structure of HIV virus. Then let us move to the next one, transmission of HIV infection. So HIV will easily spread from infected person to healthy person through body fluid, through blood or through semen. It is easily get transmitted, but it does not transmit it just if you touch the infected person or if you communicate with him. So these are not ways of spreading infection. Only the infection spreads through body fluid. So there are many ways are there for spreading infection. One is sexual contact with the infected person. So having unprotected sexual contact with the infected person will easily spread the infection. Then one more is transfusion of contaminated blood and blood product. So blood is a kind of body fluid. So infected person will be having the pathogen in his blood. By transfusing the contaminated blood and blood product, so multiple people will be get infected. So before blood transfusion, HIV screening is must, or else it will spread disease. So many people will be get infected. Then one more way is sharing infected needles. So using the needle used by infected person will also spread the infection. So that we should avoid the sharing of needles. Then one more is intravenous drug abusers. So most of the HIV patients are drug abusers because drug abusers unknowingly share the same needle for injecting drug. So when they share the same needle for injecting drugs, so multiple people will be get infected unknowingly. So that most of the HIV patients are drug abusers because of this reason. And one more way is infected person to child through placenta. So this is also a way how the HIV infection spreads. So if the mother is infected through the placenta, there is a chances of spreading the infection to child, because the child is get connected to mother through placenta. So infection, the chances of infection spreading to the child is also there in this case also. So these are the some ways how the infection will spread from infected person to healthy person. So next one is replication of retrovirus. So how the HIV virus multiplies in the host cell, that is the question. So as soon as retrovirus enters into the body, it will select one of the animal cell for its multiplication. So that animal cell is macrophage cell. So you can see in the schematic representation. So there are two main particles are there in the virus. One is a protein and another one is RNA genome. So virus will sit on the animal cell, that is macrophage cell, and it will inject only its genome. So RNA is introduced into the cell, and this RNA within the host cell will be get converted into DNA. So this is the first changes what you can see in the host cell. So RNA will be get converted into DNA. So this process is called as reverse transcription. So this is activated by one of the enzyme called as reverse transcriptase. So you should remember the name of this enzyme. So reverse transcriptase enzyme will helps in the conversion of RNA into DNA. So that DNA, viral DNA will be formed in the animal cell. So in the next step, viral DNA incorporated into host genome. So in the host cell already it will be having DNA as the genetic material. So viral DNA will be get incorporated with the host DNA, so that it started controlling the entire function of that infected cell. So it will direct the genome of the host cell to produce viral particle. So what the animal cell will do is, after infection, instead of producing the protein required for the normal functioning of that particular cell, it will start producing only viral particle. So macrophage cell, infected macrophage cell started acting as a viral factory. So multiple copies of viral proteins will be released in the infected cell. You can notice here. So many numbers of viral will be formed and they will get released into the blood. Then through the blood, they will start infecting new macrophage cells, and then finally they will started infecting T helper cell. So T helper cells, they are the one more cell infected by HIV. So that there also it will multiply in the same way and it produces multiple copies of viruses. So when the T4 cells are get attacked in a multiple number, their number will be get reduces. Clear. So progressive decrease in the number of T helper cell will lead to number of disorder. That means immune system will become very weak in the patient, and he started showing many symptoms related to number of disorder. As I told in the earlier in the beginning slide of this concept, the person immune system will become very weak because the T4 cells and macrophage cells are the target cells of virus. So those two cells are very essential for giving immunity to our body. So when the immune system will become very weak, the person will started suffering from most of the disorder. So that group of symptoms can be seen in the patient. Then what is the incubation period of virus? So incubation period is nothing but the time period required by the virus to show first symptom. So it is not like within the same day of infection the patient shows symptom. So actually the virus require time for selecting macrophage cells and to multiply within the host body. So for all these things, what is the time period required? That period is nothing but incubation period. So incubation period vary from few months to many years. That is completely dependent on the individual. If the person is having stronger immunity, the viral require a long period of time for showing symptom, nearly 5 to 10 years required in some individual to show symptoms. But if the immune system is weaker, the symptom can be seen within few months. That is completely dependent on the individual. Then let us study symptoms and treatment of AIDS. So some of the common symptoms of this disease is fever, so increasing in body temperature. Then one more is diarrhea. Then weight loss. So weight loss is a very common symptom in AIDS patient. So all these symptoms appears because of less number of T4 cells, T helper cells. When the T helper cells are very less in number, immune system will become very weak. So because of the weaker immunity, the patient cannot be cope up with the minor infections caused by bacteria, fungi or viruses. So that he will suffer from many disorders, even though if the infection is minor, he will suffer from the disease because his immune system does not cope up with him to destroy that pathogen. So at a time many symptoms can be seen in the patient because he can't able to fight or destroy the disease causing pathogen. So all these things are the reasons why the multiple symptoms shown in the patient. The AIDS can be tested by one of the diagnostic tests, that is ELISA. ELISA is nothing but enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. So this is common diagnostic test used for AIDS. So in this one, the patient can be tested based on the presence or absence of antibody. So if he is having antibody, he is tested as HIV positive. There is no antibodies, he is tested as HIV negative. So this is very important. You should remember the diagnostic test. ELISA is common diagnostic test for AIDS. Then let us come to the treatment. So there is no proper treatment for AIDS. So for uh, partial treatment, they will use antiretroviral drugs. So this is just used to prolong the life of patient. It is not possible to prevent the death. Just we can prolong the life of patient. So antiretroviral drugs are commonly used during the treatment. Next is prevention of AIDS. So, AIDS is not a curable disease. It is not possible to completely cure this disorder. So, we have said that prevention is always better than cure. So, this sentence is very suitable to this disorder. So, we have a number of preventive measures to prevent AIDS. So, one of the best preventive measure is avoid multiple sex partners. So having multiple sex partner easily spread the infection because any one of the partner is HIV positive, it will spread to multiple people. So that avoiding multiple sex partner is one of the best preventive measure. Then one more is proper screening of HIV before blood transfusion. So blood will be consist of HIV in case of patient. So that proper screening of HIV is must before blood transfusion, or else through the contaminated blood the many people will be get infected. So that proper screening of HIV is must before transfusion of blood. Then one more preventive measure is use of disposable needles and syringe. So we should always prefer the use of disposable needle and syringe to avoid the infection. Then testing HIV during pregnancy. So we have seen from the mother there is a chance of getting the infection is there to the child. So that for avoiding the HIV in the child, testing HIV testing is must during the time of pregnancy. So it can be avoided so that child will not get the HIV. So for avoiding the spreading of HIV to the child, mother will be tested during the time of pregnancy. Then one more preventive measure is educating people about this disease. So creating the awareness about this disorder is very important, because if the people know better information about the disease, so they will somehow follow the preventive measure, or else it is impossible to avoid this disorder, because it is not a curable disease. So in this way, some of the non governmental organizations and national aids control organization, they are putting lots of effort. So they are educating the people in better way, and they are spreading information about how to prevent aids, how to control it. So they are giving some information to the people regarding this disorder, to avoid this disorder in a better way. So these are the some preventive measures should be followed to prevent AIDS.